I made a huge mistake when I started collecting light novels. Hello and welcome back to the Light Novel Guy, and today I'm going to talk about one of the things that I no longer do when buying light novels, because I have fallen into this trap many times before. So, put yourself in my shoes. You're looking for a brand new series. So, somebody recommends you a series online. Might be me, might be your best friend. You might have watched an anime and really liked it. So you're looking at buying light novels. And what do you see? Oh, well, this light novel has 10 volumes already out. I'm gonna buy every single one of these light novels. All 10 of them. This has happened to me many times, and it's something that I will always remind people not to do, because I have been that person who has went out and bought 4 or 5 or 6 or the entire series of a light novel and started reading volume 1. And then I get halfway through volume 1 and realise that this isn't necessarily a series that I enjoy. It's something that I've done time and time again, and I've done it with other series as well. I've done it, for example, Monogatari. This is the big one for me. Monogatari, I had a huge expectation of reading it. It had a huge following. It was really popular, and you know what? I really liked volume 1 of Kizu Monogatari. So I went out and bought Bake Monogatari when it first started coming out, and I read them, and I thought, yeah, that's quite good. And then, during lockdown, I went and got the Monogatari box set for season 2. And then, because I was on season 2, I had to go out and buy all of the rest of season 1. Keep in mind, I only had 3 of the 6 volumes in season 1? Yeah. So, what happened? I thought I would binge them. I'll binge the entire of Monogatari and catch up, because at this point they were still releasing new volumes. I'll catch up and find out what all of the buzz is. And you know what? I liked it. I did like the series at first. Then I got about 3 or 4 volumes in and started to notice that I was wanting to pick up other titles on top. And then, as things got on further, I continued reading, and by the time I got to season 2, I was burnt out. The series itself is fantastic. It is a really good series, but it's not a series that you can binge easily. And I found out the hard way, because once I was burnt out, I found that it was very difficult to go back to this series. But 6 months later, when I kind of felt I wanted to go back, I read an extra volume and I was just kind of like, I don't have the same appeal to this one as I do before. I like other series now, and I've never went back. I'm on Hana Monogatari. That was the one the next one I'm on, and I've been waiting to pick that one up for about 2 years now. It sits on my shelf, and this is a series that I've seen so many people do before. I've seen people just say, oh, box set of Monogatari, buy it, and they read Kizu Monogatari or they read Bake Monogatari and quickly discover that the series isn't necessarily for them. They discover that they can't get into it, and that's the same with other series. There is so many series out there, and I always now say, try volume 1. If I like volume 1, I'll buy volumes 2 and 3, and then we'll take it from there. Because, for example, Classroom of the Elite. Classroom of the Elite was another one where I really liked volume 1 and really did not like volume 2. But when I had volume 2, well, I'd done the silly thing. I'd went out and bought volumes 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 7.5 with intentions of buying volume 8. Now, Volume 2 put me off, but I did continue it, and my opinion of the series is one that has every other volume is pretty good. But I did notice a big problem for myself in that I kind of felt too old for a lot of the content in there. It's not a series that I would recommend people go out and buy all of the volumes for, because, well, unless you love the series, you might fall into the same trap as me, as going, oh, well, actually I don't really like this series, or this series isn't kind of, I'm not enjoying it in the way that I want to keep buying this. And now Classroom of the Elite is another series that sits on my shelves. I have no consideration towards it. I don't really care about it, and as soon as I get the chance, as soon as I get some time, I will absolutely sell it on. And this has happened to me multiple times. I've bought multiple series, especially when there are offers. For example, Wolf and Parchment, a series that I love the original version of, Spice and Wolf. But I've not yet read Wolf and Parchment. But why did I buy it? 50% off. There you go, 50% off the first 4 volumes of Wolf and Parchment. That made them £5 each, £20. That's the equivalent of 2 light novels. I've got 4 of them. I've not read this. I've not read it at all. I've opened it and being like, oh yeah, I want to read this. Eventually, once I've read Spice and Wolf, now it sits on my shelf. Will I get to it? Possibly. Possibly not. So my recommendation for you guys, do not fall into the same trap as me. If you are looking at buying a new series, get Volume 1. Unless you can get an absolutely incredible deal, and I mean incredible deal, on getting things in bulk. If somebody's selling off their entire collection, for example, they're selling 10 volumes of Classroom of the Elite, and you can get them because they're charging, the price of 2 volumes. I can probably see, yeah, go on, try it out. Realistically, I would always say, try Volume 1, then buy Volumes 2 and 3, and if you still enjoy it, go on and buy it gradually. I see people, time and time again, Monogatari was the big one a few years ago, people buying the box sets, reading Volume 1 and just going, I don't like this, and now trying to sell it on. Classroom of the Elite and 86 Over Ones, buying the entire thing, reading it and going, oh well, actually I don't really like this one. Yeah, now I'm stuck with all of these volumes. So my recommendation for you guys, do not do that. Buy Volume 1, even better, read Volume 1 via Bookwalker or J Novel Club, where you can get Volume 1 digitally or you can get it cheaper, and then pick up the rest. Because if you read it digitally, it's not wasting space and it's slightly cheaper. Unless you are getting a fantastic deal on bulk, don't fall into that trap. Unless you absolutely 100% know you will not get burnt out, or you can pace yourself, because once you burn out on a series, it is a struggle to get back.